Welcome to Ultimate Skincare and Beauty Report. I'm Mary Winkenwerder. Pain is friend to no one. Even the slightest tinge of unpleasant sensation can dampen a good mood and make some daily activities come to a screeching halt. Joining us in this episode is Dr. Adam Saucedo, the medical advisor and director of FG Express and Forever Green International in Orem, Utah, and the Power Strip subject matter expert and chiropractor Dr. Joe Gilson to share with us more about a unique topical pain solution. Dr. Saucedo, Dr. Gilson, welcome to Ultimate Skincare and Beauty Report.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on, Mary.
It's great to have you join us. So, Dr. Saucedo, Power Strips is a unique concept for addressing an issue many face daily. When the product was being created, what was the gap in the marketplace that needed to be filled?
Well, there's a current epidemic throughout our country and actually on many continents with opiates, so controlled substances that are abused for pain. And so there was a need to fill a gap where in almost all cases physicians were prescribing opiates, or if they weren't prescribing that, they were prescribing drugs like non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. You'd be familiar probably with Advil, ibuprofen, and that can cause GI problems, and it requires that you take medicine, the pills, every 4 to 6 hours. So the Power Strip is all natural. There's no side effects. You can apply a patch, and it can last from 24 to 48 hours. So it filled several gaps, an alternative to pain, and also a far more efficient way of delivering pain relief.
Fantastic. And how are Power Strips different from other topical applications that deal with minor pain?
Well, they're vast, really. And while we are a topical product, as I mentioned earlier, Power Strips are designed to function for 48 hours. Now, the reason I said between 24 and 48 hours is often most of us bathe once a day, and since it's made with all natural products, which is something we thought was extremely important to diminish skin reactions to the product. So those natural materials we use to construct the Power Strips will break down in water. They're an amazing product for pain, and they are unique on the marketplace.
Sure. So how long after application can one start to see results?
That really varies. What I've been shocked to learn, let me just tell you real quick, I spent hundreds of hours studying the Power Strips, analyzing them, and this is before they were ever released to the market. And I knew they would work based on the science, but I've been shocked about how well they work and how many people have such prompt relief. I was just at a conference this past weekend where we put Power Strips on a half a dozen physicians, and 5 of them returned within an hour, one within 20 minutes saying, my pain is relieved. And that's not unusual. So it can be very, very prompt, but to be perfectly candid and open, once in a while, it can take a while. If you've got pain that's been there a long time, it can be a problem. Getting that kind of reaction, it may take a while longer. And Dr. Gilson, I'm sure, will have some comments about that.
Sure. So, Dr. Gilson, you have incorporated power strips into your chiropractic practice. Overall, what results have your patients experienced when using the solution?
I've been getting incredible results. I've been using the product since September of last year, October, and it's been from people calling me. Yeah, you have the product.
Yeah.
Calling. That's great. Calling me to say, an hour after their adjustment, wow, like, what is in that power strip? It's amazing. They can't believe how well it works. And it's a neat little thing that you're showing there of how that can mail. We're in 166 countries, and the product is going all over the globe because it can mail in that little package. And so patients will come back to me, and I always say from head to toe, patients are experiencing pain relief, and patients walk in my door as a chiropractor. I have a lot of massage therapists and acupuncturists and other health professionals that I work with, and they tell me the same things. People with headaches, neck pain, back pain, tennis players. There's so many applications for the product. Right now, with athletes are just loving the product because I have pitchers that use it on their shoulders and their deltoid after they pitch. I've had lacrosse players this springtime with hamstring injuries. Let's see, the lacrosse player, another girl with knee pain. A basketball player had a really bad ankle sprain with a lot of pain involved with it, and he used them. The best results. This is the best product, and I've been in practice for over 20 years. That I've seen ever on the market. It's kind of a category creator. There's really nothing like it on the market. And I think, Dr. Adam, I wanted you to talk a little bit about the ingredients. There's an outer layer of germanium that creates heat, and then there's some other nutrients on the inner layer that's on the adhesive. It's a water-soluble adhesive that's on your skin. So I think Adam does a great job of explaining that. Maybe you could just talk to the ingredients briefly.
Sure. There is essentially 4 primary ingredients that are used that were used in the design of power strips. One of them, germanium, which is an element. If you look on the periodic table of elements, it's sitting right there, and it's a non-metal semiconductor. We use very, very fine particles of germanium, and we spread them throughout the top part of the power strip. They never touch the skin. They're used for their optical properties. And to keep this brief, essentially that germanium that is placed there is there to harvest heat both from the body and from the environment. So if you put a power strip on your body, of course heat is rising. There's heat around you, there's sunlight, there's other people, there's sources of heat. All of that is harvested and it's reflected back into the body. So you get this long wave heat that's able to penetrate deeply into the tissues. And again, this is all optical. And to create heat, and by creating heat, we generate increased blood flow. Again, trying to keep it brief. If you want to know more, come to Dr. Joe's professional call. But that's one ingredient that functions on a very different plane, again, through its optical properties. Then we have 3 ingredients that are in the adhesive portion of the power strip, which touches your skin, of course. And each of those was carefully chosen. There's a proprietary marine phytoplankton, which is, I've studied it for 5 years now, and I've never found a product that has better nutrition. And I've looked, and I read probably 15 to 30 journals a month on nutrition. So it's an amazing nutritional. Then there's Korean red ginseng. There's a body of evidence that science has now that's about 40 years old, so there's a respectable body of evidence that shows that that Korean red ginseng is very effective at pain control. And then we have silver. So there's all of these different ingredients that were very carefully picked and designed to work together to create a category-creating product, to borrow a phrase from Dr. Gilson, to relieve pain.
Fantastic. So, Dr. Gilson, you personally have used the power strips. Can you share with us some of your personal experiences?
I'll tell you what, my family loves them. I've been using them. I told Dr. Adam, I played 100 holes of golf a couple weeks ago, and it was a fundraiser event. So I was on the course for about 7 hours. The first thing I did in the morning was put one on my lower back because that kept me going through those 100 holes. My wife has actually used it. She's got some menstrual cramping, and actually right now, and she put one on last night. And it really takes the pain away, and she notices a gigantic difference there. And my boys are big athletes. They're high-end soccer and basketball players. And so it's funny. My son Justin brought some with him to practice, and all the kids are wanting them. My ankle, my calf, my hamstring, my upper back, my lower back. So, I'm constantly supplying the basketball and soccer team with power strips. So we're a power strip family, that's for sure.
That's great. What about you, Dr. Saucedo? Have you had any wonderful experiences personally with this product?
I have. The first one, which was probably really gave me a profound belief that these were a special product, despite having spent, as I said earlier, hundreds of hours of looking at these and looking at them from a very skeptical and very objective perspective. It took my mom wearing one to really push me over the edge and to be aware that it was a very powerful way of delivering temporary pain relief. In her case, it was her right hip, and she had been unable to sleep for about a year. Again, sleep through the night for about a year. And the first day that she used one, she was able to sleep. So I was very impressed with that, and I've used one on a bad neck sprain, which resolved very promptly. So my personal experiences have been important to my fundamental belief that they work, aside from the professional understanding. And those personal experiences are important.
So, okay, and I'm getting a little bit off topic, but I'm sure everybody wants to know. We have this patch here, and do we apply it directly to the target area where the pain exists, or do we put it around the targeted area, or how do we use this?
That's a great question, and in practice, what I've been doing is if you have like a tennis player, let's say, if he has an elbow pain, what I've been having him do is I've been having him apply the power strip right to the tricep area. And the nice thing about these is you can cut these.
Okay.
So depending on the size of the person, if it's a petite woman, we're going to cut that maybe in 2 or 3 strips, and they could use that same power strip 3 different times. So depending on the area, and I feel bad I left my mom out. My mom is a great power strip advocate, and she went to Disney World. The first day there with her friends, she stepped on the ride, kind of tweaked her ankle, and she had her power strips with her, and she said, I was cutting these things up. I had them on my ankle, my bottom of my foot,
That's great.
my tendons all over the place. She had a great week, and it didn't bother her all week. But
amazing.
no, it's real simple to apply. There's the little backing there. It just peels right off, and it's very simple. And like Dr. Adams said, 48 hours really. I had a patient come in on a Monday. I applied the power strip to his upper back, and this is an older gentleman, and he came back on Friday, and he still had it on. I said, you only had to leave it on for a couple of days. I was going to give you another one. He said, well, it felt so great. I didn't have any problems. I just left it on. So he went through 3 or 4 showers and never came off.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. That really and truly is. So, Dr. Gilson, where can we purchase this product right now?
You know what? I set up a site so it makes it real simple. It's Dr. D-O-C-T-O-R Gilson, Gilson.com, and that kind of takes you to the page. You can get some terrific information there. There's a great video from Dr. Saucedo on similar things that we're talking about today. The infrared imaging to show you the before and after, the FDA listing, a lot about the product. And then up in the right corner, there's a little a blue Buy Now button. So if you want to try the product, you can buy it at retail. Right there at the blue button. And Mary, we're growing so quickly that we're one of the fastest growing companies in the direct sales industry. Like I said, 166 countries.
That's
so
amazing.
I'm looking for help as we expand. That's kind of locally and globally. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to people in Hong Kong, Thailand, the Philippines, Greece, all over the world, and people are looking for this product. So there's a Join Now button. You could also go there, and you can get the product at wholesale, and you could join us in sharing the product around the world. It's a great opportunity for people right now.
That's fantastic. All right, so where can we catch up with you online to answer any additional questions we have about the product?
Well, that drgilson.com site is good. You can email me there. You could also go, people like to see videos and that kind of thing. If you go to my chiropractic website, is Gilson, Gilson, Chiro, Chiro.com. Up at the top, there's Facebook, Twitter, there's YouTube videos. There's a lot of links there, social media, and you could reach me there. There's an email link there. You could ask me questions and contact me there. So either place, drgilson.com, gilsonchiro.com, both will work, and you could reach me anytime.
Wonderful. All right, Dr. Gilson and Dr. Saucedo, thanks so much for joining us. It's been great having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
All right, catch up with me on my blog, www.beauty.com, and on Twitter @BeautyPublicist. Everyone, thanks so much for joining us on Ultimate Skincare and Beauty Report. Have a beautiful and successful week. Mwah.